Recorded Books and RB Digital present Changeling's Island by Dave Freer, narrated by Jamie Jackson. Chapter 1. It had been the most terrifying, miserable day of Tim Ryan's whole miserable life. He'd just done it to show Haley, because she said he was too scared. He was. Every time he tried anything, it always went wrong. Horribly wrong. And he wasn't a thief. Well, he didn't want to be. It was one of the few things his dad had ever really got angry with him about. And then he'd only been a little 5-year-old kid helping himself to a chocolate bar in a store. But Haley, she said, and he'd do anything to get her. He'd been just short of the door of the store when a big hand had closed around his upper arm. He'd looked up into the face of the store security officer. "Come along with me, you," said the man, his hand like a steel band around Tim's arm. The security officer had looked at Haley. "He with you, miss?" "Him?" Haley had said. "As if I'd hang out with that little creep. He's a loser. I think he's stalking me." The security officer looked at her with slightly narrowed eyes, and Tim's mouth had been suddenly too dry to say anything. "Off you go, then," he had said, and he'd marched Tim along back through the store to the security office. Every cringing step Tim had been aware of the eyes of the other shoppers on him, on his school uniform. The office door had been slightly ajar, and they'd pushed through it into a plain, windowless room with filing cabinets, 2 big CCTV screens showing the shoppers, and a desk, at which sat another security officer who was talking on the telephone. "Hand it over," the big security man with designer stubble who had dragged him there had said. "You might as well know our policy is to prosecute." "I haven't done anything," Tim had protested, his voice going shrill as it did sometimes still, when he was scared or upset. The weight of the DVD hidden in his inside pocket felt like 1/2 ton of lead. If only he could have dropped it or something. The store security guy, his big hand still tight around Tim's upper arm, had looked down at him. "It'd be a lot easier on you if you just come clean. And I must tell you, the store is covered by closed-circuit TV." He pointed at the black and white screens showing the shoppers. "Even in here, the camera is in the corner. When the police get here, you'll be searched and charged." "And then things will be really tough for you, sonny," the guy at the desk, who had a long nose almost like a beak, had said, while staring down that nose at him. He'd sounded viciously pleased about that, as he'd put down the phone. Actually, he'd sounded just like Brute Meldrum at school, when he told you he was going to beat the stuffing out of you after class. Tim had half expected the guy to get up and start hitting him. Instead, he'd said to his fellow officer, "The cops say they should have someone here in about 10 minutes. In the corner, a large filing cabinet had suddenly flung itself open with a loud clang and vomited a fountain of paper onto the floor. "Blasted," Big Stubbleface had said, as he'd looked crossly at the mess. "What made that happen? It's going to take me an hour to sort out those files." "Must have been something jammed in it when you closed it," Longnose had said with a sigh, as he started to get up. "Hello. Whoa, Nellie, you're a quick little thief, boy," he'd exclaimed, pointing to the DVD now lying on the desk.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.